I'm Lisa Vondrasek, and welcome to Read This Book. You know, some librarians, curators, archivists, have a secret passion. And when do we find this out? Not when they're hired. Today I have...
Hi, I'm Jessica Abbazio, and I'm the music librarian here at the University of Minnesota.
So, my assumption is all you're reading is academic tests.
Yes, of course. Absolutely.
Music journals, peer-reviewed journals. So, in your spare time, it's 11 o'clock at night, you can't sleep. What are you reading, Jessica?
Well, Lisa, right now I'm finishing up the Lunar Chronicles, which is a YA series.
How many are in the series?
I think 6.
6 in the series.
And I'm on book 6.
You're on book 6. Can I interrupt you for a second?
Sure.
I remember when Cinder came out. First of all, this cover is amazing. And those of us in children's literature, when we think Cinder, we automatically think this is a folklore retelling. Because there's Cinder, it's a shoe, we know it's Cinderella. We know immediately it's Cinderella. But it's not. But it is. So what you picked up this book. How'd you find it to begin with? Because it wasn't on radar.
Yeah, so a friend recommended it, and when I first picked it up, I was not really sure if I would be into it, but I really like sci-fi and robots and space stuff. So
space opera with a capital S.
Yep, that's actually what all of these books are. They're retellings of classic fairy tales, so Cinderella, Snow White, Rapunzel. Little Red Riding Hood. And these just ended up being books that I couldn't put down. They are a really good combination of the classic fairy tale and all of the sort of fairy tale tropes that you'd expect with kind of a sci-fi twist.
Oh, and it's Melissa Meyers. And if you are not aware of the speculative fiction world, you know, it's hard for women to break in. It's a lot of guy names. And we have Cinder. So can you set that up for us a little bit?
Sure. So it's all of the characters that you would expect in the Cinderella story, but Cinder is a cyborg. She has cybernetic implants, and she's a mechanic, and she is in dystopian China, I think, and she's a tough gal, and she goes on adventures.
And she goes on adventures, and yes, there is a prince.
There is a prince.
And so when I first finished this, I was just so excited. And it's the kind of series where you just think to yourself, well, what's next? And
then next is Scarlet, which is Little Red Riding Hood, then Rapunzel, then Snow White, and then last a couple of short stories that kind of tie up all the loose ends for all the characters.
And there's family drama, there's political drama, there's magic and intrigue, and we asked our librarians to bring what we called comfort books. What are the books you want to read on a cold winter Saturday afternoon?
Absolutely.
And I got to say, start with Cinder and keep going. That's all for Read This Book.